Hey y'all, Russ RVerTV, welcome. Check it out. We are on Highway 93, US 93, cutting right through Alamo, Nevada. We're trucking north. Picture perfect March weather. It's actually hot. Alright, I'm going to keep going up a little farther. We're going to grab some fuel. Thought I'd take advantage of this hot spell that we're having. It's not going to last. It's going to end. So we're going to cut up here in Nevada and over to Utah. Alright, this is a tiny little gas station town up here called Ash Spring. I'm going to stop, grab some fuel. And the goal today is to get over to Pioche, Nevada, old ghost town. Alright, should be right up here. We're not that far from Area 51, where all the UFOs are. Woohoo! Got a big one right here in a Mercedes van. Huh? Alright, grab fuel, we'll keep trucking. Alright, all fueled up. I just noticed I got a little RV park. Looks brand new here. A few years ago when they had that event, Storming 51, I came up and tried to film it. And no one showed up except everyone with cameras. I think the town is called Rachel. It cuts across the desert. Look at this, brand new RV park. Got hookups. You got a little stream there going. Nice. Well, that's kind of good to know. Because this Highway 93, it is a very long stretch. You go all the way up north to Ely. Or you can cut over the way we're going to towards Utah. Truckers love this route. It's a main truck thoroughfare. Alright, just a few miles up the road. I'll have to look on the phone. I think it's Nevada Highway 318 that cuts across. We're not taking that. We're going to stay right on US 93. We have about 70 miles, 75 miles to get to our destination. Old mining town right on a hillside. Just seen a video on it here recently. I thought it'd be cool. Another truck, nothing but trucks. Here's the sign. Yeah, 318. So if you made a left here, it would cut you across that Area 51, a little town called Rachel, all the way over, I believe, Tonopah. Yep. But that's a long, desolate drive too. There ain't much out there. All this area. But we're gonna see a few mountains. Yay. Alright, here we go. We're gonna keep trucking. This is gonna be one wide open stretch. First stop will be Caliente, Nevada. Another old historic mining railroad place. Should be pretty cool. So sit back, get ready. Here we go. We just drove through mile after mile of Joshua trees, and look at this, we got some wildflower color out in the middle of nothing. Make sure your fuel tanks are filled up when you cross these areas. Look at this. Isn't it pretty though? As far as you can see, all the way back down that direction was all Joshua trees. Let me switch to my phone. I can zoom in better. Alright, let me zoom in on the trees a little better. You know, those things are old. When they get that tall, that's a couple 100 years old, a Joshua tree. Kind of like going up towards Meadview. Just certain elevations, certain climates, they do grow. Pretty interesting, huh? And we got some flowers. Cool. All right, let's keep rolling. I had to change camera batteries too. Alright, that was Oak Springs Summit. We just crossed over almost 6,300 feet. No snow. This is definitely snow country. But not with this heat wave. The whole entire southwest is under a heat dome. Very unusual in March, believe it or not. Near the end of March. And some of the country's getting snow and ice. Unbelievable. What a pretty drive through here. Big cliffs on both sides. We're almost down to Caliente. We'll stop there, take a little break, then head up to Pioche, Nevada. I'm gonna spend the night at Cathedral Gorge. I won't get everything filmed today. We'll film that tomorrow. That'll be another video. Then we're only, oh goodness, as a crow flies, maybe 50, 60 miles from the Utah state line. We are in the extreme southeast, I guess. Somewhere around there. Nevada. Yeah, this is gorgeous through here. Well, finally, a building. Something there. We gotta be getting close to town. All these towns date way back, early settlers, gold mining, silver, railroads. This was the true Wild West way back. Well, I see power poles and we're slowing down. 40 mile an hour up here. This has to be town. Yep. Just like that, we're out of that canyon. What a pretty ride, my goodness. You know, there's dispersed free camping areas all over in Nevada. Alright, well, Caliente, yep. I'm gonna pull off a second. Let me move up here. I'm gonna get a quick picture of the, that canyon we just drove through. All the mountains. There's a BLM office right across from here too. In an RV park. Go figure. Isn't that pretty? That's we just drove through there. I had to get a shot of that. There's the government office, Bureau of Land Management. Pretty big. And an RV park. Alright, well, let's head on into town. There's an old railroad station I'm gonna try to find. Well, on the maps it doesn't look that big. Caliente's railroad station. You know, this would be a good place to come up in the summertime. It probably wouldn't get too awful hot. We're up in elevation a little bit. Oh, look at that. There's a highway patrol looking for speeders. Parked right around the corner there. There's your dollar store. Yay. The RV park back there looked pretty big. Oh, I see the railroad station. Good sized fire department. Motel. Heck yeah. So you don't need an RV to travel. You can do this style traveling in a car. A lot of campgrounds anymore, they got cabins, trailers you can rent. So you can actually stay in a lot of campgrounds. KOA is real famous for their cabins. Well, let me pull off here. I'm going to get a picture of the railroad station. Oh, a casino. Heck yeah, we're in Nevada. Gotta have a casino. Couple gas stations, storage buildings. It's a pretty good sized town. See it off to the right? Probably not. Camera ain't picking it up the best. Another motel. Alright. I'll get you a picture of that station. That is old time right there. We ought to drive over there. What do you think? Heck yeah. Let me get on the phone and figure out how to get over there. Old railroad car there. Here's your main street right through town. Even the grass hasn't greened up. It's still early. It's March. But with this kind of heat, in your casino down there, so you can camp, gamble, go check out the railroad station. Looks like on the map, this right down here, we can cut across the tracks and loop right around there. The trees are just barely getting green buds on them. Okay. Wow, look at the old buildings. This is definitely old. Okay, this should take us right around. There's an RV park. Yeah, it's very RV friendly here. All this Highway 93, clear up to Ely. See, you get up that far, you might catch snow yet. Auto parts, mercantile, Ace Hardware. So they got a little bit of everything here. Restaurant, probably got good food. All right, well, I'll walk around down here, then we'll head up, keep trucking north. Why not? We're here. I think this is government offices in the building. Seem like town trucks or cars. And storyboards. Little silhouette of a train. I could only imagine the history of this station. Lincoln County. Because Vegas is Clark County. There's a map of the different buildings that are historic around. Map of the area. Yeah, we got about another 30 miles to get up to Pioche. Hope I pronounced that correct. Something like that. Looks like this building's really been worked over. It looks new. Or newish. Oh yeah, I just peeked through the window there. There's government offices here. This must be like their town hall. Probably ride Amtrak here. Caliente Park System map. It's huge. Too bad a train doesn't come rumbling in right now, huh? Boxcar Museum, but it's not open. Darn it. And looks like more maps. Ooh, old pictures of the town. People that built the railroads here. San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad. Caliente to Uvada. The beginning. Yeah, vast history. Looks like they built tunnels. Get through the mountains. Well, that's what built the West. There's a picture, old picture of the exact same building. A lot of local history, huh? There's town way back. The people who built the Salt Lake route. Yeah, Salt Lake, that's makes sense. Straight north. We're that close to Utah. Greek immigrants helped pioneer this place. Well, here's the Caliente Boxcar Museum. Ain't open. Not until in the afternoons. Well, next trip, we'll have to check it out. Alright, well, let's head back for the van. We'll just keep trucking up. I want to really see that old, I shouldn't call it a ghost town, mining town, Pioche. Big open rooms in there. That must be like a event center now. Brand new windows. Down this other end, that's where their town hall was. Baggage cars. That's an old relic, huh? Little benches. Sit out here, wait for the train. I bet Amtrak comes through here. Well, I'll drive past these, then I'll turn around. Definitely small town Nevada right here. Towns are few and far between. Nevada's just a vast, big, open, vast place to drive. Old building there still standing, a couple of them. Looks like this is the end of it. Alright, I'd say we got about 30 miles. Get up there. I'm about ready to kick on the air conditioner. In March. And we're high up. I mean, elevation here has got to be around 5,000-6,000 feet. More old buildings over here. Looks like they're all little shops. Well, that one's boarded up. Must not be used. That's too bad. Okay, this is Highway 93. Gonna head on up. Go check out our next town, next visit. Nice old homes right on the main road. Probably was all built when all the mines were active. When you look up in the hills, you see spoil piles, mining tailings. They've honeycombed all the hills here looking for minerals. Looks like they're digging out. Big wash there, ditch. Maybe they had flooding here. Well, this is a neat old town. I'd definitely come here and stay. I bet if four-wheeling, they gotta have trails around. Alright, cut through some more these pretty mountains right here off US Highway 93, trucking north. Fun little trip. Once we get over Utah too, I'm gonna get up there a little ways. At a couple of historic places on the list, but that's a surprise coming up. 11 miles, according to the sign there. Right there off to the left, that's that Cathedral Gorge State Park. I'll be camping there tonight. That'll be next video though. I won't have time today to film everything. We'll just get on up here to Pioche. I did look at this pretty hard. Great Basin National Park is to the north, about another 100 miles. But when you get up that far this time of year, I don't think it's all opened up yet, because they do get snow. That's like elevations way up 10,000 feet. So that'll be for another time. So we'll head to Utah after we do Cathedral Gorge tomorrow. Alright, our turnoff should be coming up. I believe this town, we're right around 5,500, 6,000 feet. There's the sign for it. You could go in on the state route. I'm going to take this side road here. Business 93. We are climbing up here. Okay, here's the town limit. Oh my goodness, an old stamp mill right there for mining. Wow. And all kinds of homes, looks like, right on the hillside. All the way up and down the hill. Steep driveway. You know what this reminds me of is Jerome, Arizona, that mining town on the side of a hill. Old buildings. All cool. Well, hopefully the town has a museum. Look at that building. Jeez. Oh, here we are. Yay. I'm gonna park. I'll walk it. Hopefully that museum's open. Alright. Let's get out of this van. Spend a little time here. Looks like little shops. Nothing's open though. And we're getting past 11. Commerce Cottage. 1870. A lot of this was built. Huh. That one looks fairly, well, I don't know. Maybe they're talking this one with the big porch. Oh, man. Where's the horse? Oh, goodness. This is when you're expecting Clint Eastwood right up the street. Isn't this something? Look at these old-time buildings. There's your Nevada Club. You gotta have gambling here somewhere. Says building was erected in 1872, one of the oldest in town, historic lodge hall. Wow. Still here. Looks like it needs a paint job, but it's still going. What a place, huh? And there's no one down here. Kind of eerie. I don't know if anything's open. It's a weekday. Getting close to noon. Well, here's the library. It's open. Had an open sign on it. And the museum's here. I will. It's okay to take pictures, right?
Oh yeah, take as many pictures as you want.
Old local history. Big old crystals from the mining. Looks like artwork, doesn't it? That's how they pull them out. Wow. I've never seen anything like that. Looks like snowflakes, doesn't it? Old farm equipment, buggies. Just a huge display of minerals. Well, mining in Nevada, it's vast. They got everything here. But those crystals that look like snowflakes that are rock, that's something. Well, at least they're keeping their museum going. That's cool. Really well displayed.
And there's also another museum. This
Fluorescent rocks. Just turn on. Wait. Turn on black light. How do you? Oh, there. Oh, cool. Glow in the dark rocks. Those come back from back east, I think. Let me close this curtain behind me. Get in here. Now you can see them. Isn't that something? What color? That's what it looks like regular. And this glow in the dark. That is cool. Old stove. All kinds of stuff in here. Bottles, glassware. Well, remember the days actually printed a newspaper. Go figure. More guns, antiques. The history of this tiny little town. It's an old flag.
Fridays and Saturdays at the top of the street there, Molly's. This one used to be open. I loved that one. It was called the Ragdoll, but it just not enough business. Yeah. Yep.
How old is this dress?
I don't know exactly. It's probably from the late 1800s,
Wow.
early 1900s.
Amazing.
Yeah, this was a wedding dress.
Wow.
But they always had hats, right?
Wow.
That one looks like a flapper dress to me, probably the 20s.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, these are very
Old
old
time
stuff.
organ
And this
with
amazing
pedals
color
to
and
pump it.
I know.
quite a bit.
Yeah, that one in the back got some
There's your
fading.
big social
But it's in the
event.
back because you could tell the
Fade
color
on the back.
changed.
Mormon history
Yeah, they
here.
had some color change, but
Huh.
yeah.
Amazing.
There's your horse and wagons. Still waiting for that Clint Eastwood to come riding up the street. Old time pianos with stained glass on it. That's something. Look at all of them. Quite a few. Well, very nice. The lady in there is super nice. She said most of the businesses have closed down. They just weren't getting enough business to stay open. She said people ordering online and deliveries, the little shops just couldn't make it. So they basically closed up, locked their doors. Right down the street, there's Nevada's oldest restaurant, cafe. We'll walk down there. And a place called the Million Dollar Hotel. We can't get inside of it, but she said you can take pictures of the outside. It's really cool looking. Cemetery up top there. They actually had conveyor lines going, carrying the ore out of the mines across town on conveyors. There's that cafe. Now that's still open. Some kind of walkway over there. Well, let's go down and see that old hotel first. Then we'll head up. Must be over this direction. I don't think that's a $1 Million Hotel. Boy, that tree's blooming, isn't it? It says, heck yeah.
Hi,
Give
how
me
are
that
you, sir?
warm sunshine. Well, at this elevation, I guarantee you they get snow here. Silver Cafe. It's supposed to be the oldest in Nevada, still operating. Old lodge. New brick front on it. I see it up here. Wow, that is old. That house is right on the road. Oof. But here's that old hotel. That has to be it. Looks like a gust of wind could take it down. My goodness. That is pretty beat up. It's falling apart. Might be beyond restoring. There's an old mining bucket. Refrigerator. Ooh, a sign. Herbert Hoover, governors, senators, notables all stayed here. It was built in 1895. And here's their $1 Million Courthouse, not hotel. What did I say earlier? Hotel. I'll be darned. Well, that courthouse looks like it's going to make it. It's out of brick. I'd say that hotel's beyond repair. That would just be... I don't even know how they could fix something like that. I guess in the summertime you can actually get inside the old courthouse. That lady said it. They got a couple rooms fixed up like a little museum in it. This plaque was put here in 2015. Got a balcony on it. Yeah, that thing looks solid, doesn't it? All the stonework in the steps. So you could stay in the hotel and come over here to the courthouse. My goodness. Pretty cool. Old Lincoln Courthouse. $1 million. That was big. Back then, my goodness, $1 million, that'd be what, 20 million today or more? Looks like an old gas station here. All right, well, looks like we're about at the end of it. I want to go up that stairway back by the restaurant. Let me go over here. I'll get a little better look from the front. Guess I could have drove down here, but feels good to be out of the van walking. There's your look over town. Quite a few people live here. That's too bad about the businesses, though, not being open. But I think that's everywhere now. Little stores like that struggle. Always try to buy local. Okay, there is your $1 million courthouse. An old hotel. Small town Nevada right here. Map of the area. Oh, they have off-highway vehicle routes. In all the buildings downtown, it's marked. You could end up with a car in your living room. Driver swerved off in that house. You think? Oh, man. Looks like an old movie theater over there going down the hill. An opera house. And an old car dealership. That's kind of neat. When's the last time you used a phone booth? Old scale. They got a sidewalk you can go up. They got old buildings or like an outdoor museum. Old sign with rules of mining for miners, safety. Looks like more signage, probably from the old days around here. A lot of it to do with mining. Looks like some old cabins, maybe. They must have moved them in here. Water wheel. Well, they're saving their history. That's good. Hopefully more people come through this town. You're off the US highway. But you can cut all the way through. You get right back on 93. Go up a little higher here. Look at this. Doors in sideways, huh? Well, that'd be a room with a view, wouldn't it? Everything's on a hill here. This reminds me so much of Jerome, Arizona, down by Cottonwood and those areas. Just a town built on a hill. Maybe Jerome's a little steeper, but this really reminds me of it. Well, they got a gym here. That's probably still open. But a lot of these shops, they still got stuff in them. There's a jeweler. Oh, I see all kinds of antiques. Just a bunch of them in there. Old metal cars, toys. Looks like a horse off a carousel. 1928 Harley. There you go. Only needs tires. And an engine and a gas tank and a seat. Oh my goodness. Those are definitely museum pieces. Here, I'll try to hold the camera best I can. They even got a car in there. And gas pumps. Old pictures of Main Street here. Well, it looks the same, except it was busier back then. Pictures are kind of faded, but at least they're still saving their history here. Definitely saving history. You have to. Gotta save your history. Looks like this lady here was a school teacher or something. Well, to live here back in those days. Of course, this was modern. You know, that was all modern back then. That building looks fairly restored. Well, hopefully they can bring the entire town back. Wouldn't that be cool? What a neat place. If you get a chance, drive through here. They need it. They need the business. Well, what do you think? Do you think it works? Want to call someone? Nope. Sorry, out of order. Now, I still laugh because all the times I used a payphone when I was younger, now they are just relics. Well, neat old town. Get in the van, we'll start trucking back towards that Cathedral Gorge State Park. I gotta get set up and camping for the night. There's quite a little hike up this hill at this elevation. Well, we'll do a drive-through on the way out. Yeah, just no cars, no people here. Definitely go and see that nice lady at the museum. She works hard to keep it going. Movie theater, the lodge, fire department. This would be a great place to shoot a movie. Like an old western maybe, huh? And the hotel with the Million Dollar Courthouse. Cool. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you can sign up for a newsletter, putting one out once a month now. Also, we got all kinds of cool articles, blogs, pictures about previous travels, future travels, whatever else we can come up with. And got a merch shop. Armchair Traveler Series coffee mugs, hats, shirts. And last year's 2025, heck yeah. Hats, shirt, mugs. That's so cool. Heck yeah. And pretty quick, coming out with 2026 new style merch. And we're going to be naming the travel soon, too. So stay tuned for all that. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv. And I appreciate it very much. Alright, back down to Cathedral Gorge State Park. I'm gonna set up camp tonight. I'll film that tomorrow. Then we're gonna head over to Utah. Journey continues. Heck, it never ends. Talk soon.